Welcome to the Calculus 2 AI and CAS component. Today we'll be diving into the first lecture of this series, focusing on the introduction to AI and computer algebra systems. This component aims to integrate modern AI tools and computer algebra systems into our calculus curriculum, enhancing your learning experience and preparing you for the future. By the end of this course, you'll have a solid understanding of how these technologies can be applied to solve complex mathematical problems and improve your overall efficiency in doing so. In this lecture, we'll cover several key topics. First, we'll discuss the motivation for integrating an AI component into our course. This includes understanding the impact of AI on various industries and academia and why it's essential for us to adapt to these changes. Then we'll provide a brief introduction to large language models, or LLMs, and computer algebra systems, or CAS, explaining their roles and functionalities. We'll also share important information related to the course structure, including the schedule of lectures and assignments, and what you can expect to learn. Finally, we'll demonstrate the practical use of AI tools like Copilot and WolframAlpha, showing how they can assist you in your studies and make complex calculations more manageable. Let's start with the motivation behind this AI component. The advent of artificial intelligence has transformed both industry and academia. It's crucial to understand how AI will shape the future and how we can adapt to these changes. Let's take a look at this quote from NBC New York. AI tools can identify data patterns, write code, design, and strategize with or without human help. With this technology, about 30% of hours currently worked could be automated by 2030 based on the data. This quote highlights the importance of understanding and leveraging AI in our professional and academic lives. In industry, AI is being used to optimize processes, improve decision-making, and drive innovation. For example, in healthcare, AI can analyze medical data to identify trends and predict outcomes, leading to better patient care. In finance, AI can detect fraudulent transactions and manage investment portfolios more effectively. In academia, AI can support research by analyzing large data sets and generating insights that would be difficult to obtain manually. Now, in mathematics, computer algebra systems can perform a wide range of operations, and adapting to these tools is essential as the playing field evolves. AI and CAS are not just buzzwords. They represent a significant shift in how we approach problem solving and learning. By integrating AI and CAS into our curriculum, we aim to equip you with the skills needed to thrive in an AI-driven world. Large language models like Claude, ChatGPT, and Copilot are a type of AI that can perform various low-level tasks such as coding, summarizing data, translating, and writing. These models use advanced algorithms to predict and generate text based on input data. It is important to note that these models cannot reason. They are only predictive. That means their answer is, in essence, what words they think should logically follow yours. In this class, we'll use Copilot, which interfaces with Microsoft 365 and is available to all students. Copilot can assist you in writing code, composing emails, and even generating mathematical solutions, making it a valuable tool for your studies. By using Copilot, you'll be able to complete tasks more quickly and accurately, freeing up time for more in-depth study and exploration. Now, computer algebra systems, while not AI, are powerful software systems that handle mathematical operations like derivatives, integrals, and function plotting. We will use WolframAlpha, which is integrated with Mathematica and serves as more than just a CAS. It's an answer engine. This means that it can provide answers to more than just math problems, like finding nutritional data, for instance. WolframAlpha can provide solutions to complex mathematical problems, making it an essential resource for understanding and verifying calculus problems. Additionally, WolframAlpha can generate graphs and visualizations that make it easier to interpret and analyze mathematical data. By using WolframAlpha, you'll be able to tackle challenging problems with confidence and gain a deeper understanding of calculus. Throughout this component, you'll receive a series of short lectures on AI and CAS topics, accompanied by assignments spread throughout the semester. The learning outcomes include understanding how to use and not use AI and CAS and calculus, recognizing their strengths and weaknesses, and learning to work effectively as an LLM editor. By this, we mean how to accurately interpret the answer from an LLM and determine its correctness. Remember that these tools are supplements to your learning. They are designed to enhance your understanding and efficiency and not replace your critical thinking and problem solving skills. Throughout the course, you'll have opportunities to apply what you've learned in practical assignments, allowing you to gain hands-on experience with AI and CAS tools. Now let's move on to the exciting part, demos. We'll start with a demonstration of Copilot, giving a basic walkthrough before generating some mathematical solutions. Following that, we'll demonstrate Wolfram Alpha, highlighting its capabilities in solving calculus problems. These demos will give you a surface level understanding of how these tools work so that you can begin to experiment with them on your own. Okay, first, let's look at Copilot. So here we have the space where we ask Copilot whatever we want to. So let's start out with something simple. What is the capital of Japan? Okay, great. It responds that the capital of Japan is Tokyo. That should be common knowledge. I've been to Tokyo. It's a great place. So let's see. When, let's ask it a follow-up question. When is the best time to visit? When is the best time? Okay, so it looks like the best time to visit is either in spring or autumn. Now, having been to Tokyo in the summer, I can definitely agree it is too hot in the summer. Okay, so I want to try something. Let's copy this response or this question, when is the best time to visit? Let's go to a new chat. Notice here that I was asking Copilot what the capital of Japan was, and then I asked a follow-up question. If I go to a new chat and paste the same question that I just asked in, when is the best time to visit? Notice it has no idea that I was talking about Japan. So for every new chat we start, it erases the history of our previous conversation. Whereas within a given chat, we can ask it things that it's done before. Okay, so be careful whenever you use this new chat functionality. All right, let's start another one. Okay, so the capital of Japan is interesting and everything, but we're here to do math. So let's try to get some math problems. How about we try, what is the derivative of x cubed? The derivative of x cubed with respect to x is 3x squared. And it even asks us if we would like to see some steps. So because we're in this chat, we can ask a follow-up question. Let's just say, sure. And it gives us all the steps necessary to find the derivative of x cubed. Let's try another thing. How about, let's see, what is the sum of the first 100 natural numbers? See if it can do this. Oh, wow, they even give us a formula. N times n plus 1 over 2. Okay, great. Well, this isn't exactly calculus. Maybe the first one was, but this isn't. So let's go to a calculus problem. In fact, I'm going to take a problem off of a previous exam. So let's type this in. Find the length of the curve given by y equals 1/3 x squared plus 2 to the 3/2. And then we need some bounds on the interval. So let's say from x equals 2 to 4. Okay, so this one takes a little while. It has to think. All right, so this should look familiar. This is the formula for arc length. See if it does a good job. This looks pretty okay. Okay, we're good here. And now notice here it says integrate from x equals 2 to x equals 4. of whatever this is. And it doesn't, it kind of stops there. It just says this is approximately what the answer is. So let's try to copy this. This is maybe the best solution, right? It gives us what we think is the right answer, but kind of leaves some steps out. Let's try doing this again. Okay, so same question. So now this time it didn't give us any steps. So this illustrates something that happens often in large language models. Now, a large language model, when you ask it a question, it's random. It's not a fixed process. So if I ask it one question, get a certain response, and then go to a new chat and ask it the same question, I could get something completely different. So this doesn't help us very much, right? It doesn't give us any of the steps. So how about we answer a follow-up question like, can you show me the calculation steps? Let's use this suggested one. And here it provides all of the context all the way to the end. Now, this may be incorrect. It says it right here. AI generated content may be incorrect, but at least gives us some insight as to how we might solve this problem. So one of the things that I just showed you here was an example of something called prompt engineering. We'll learn later in the component, but you can adjust your input to get certain output. So let's start a new chat and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So let's say explain how to find the integral of a function. This should be something we all know how to do. Great. And it gives us a lot of techniques that we've already seen. This is how we find the integral of a function. Even gives us an example. Okay, well, let's say we were trying to explain integration to somebody who wasn't in calculus. Let's type this in, but now let's specify. Let's be more specific so we get a tailored response. So let's say we want to find the integral of a function, but I want to explain how to find that integral of a function like I didn't know any calculus. Great. So here it gives me an explanation without a lot of, notice you don't see an integration symbol or anything like that. It gives me a very intuitive definition. It's a way to find the total amount of something, like area under a curve on a graph. And then it gives me some basic rules. Okay, let's take it one step further. I don't know if anybody else here is a Reddit fan, but let's ask this thing to explain how to find the integral of a function like I was 5 and see what it does. Okay, so this is much more approachable. Think of a big hill. You want to know how much space is under the hill from one point to another. This is like finding an integral. Okay, so the point is that we can ask Copilot how to give its response in a clever way to get a good response. Okay, so we're going to move on to WolframAlpha now. So first of all, remember that I said WolframAlpha was an answer engine, not just mathematics. Here you can see all of the different things it can answer. So for instance, we can go to household science. You can learn about everyday chemistry, plants, animals, sequoia growth in Oregon, etc. But we're not here for that. We're here for mathematics. So let's just try something. One of the first things that I know to use WolframAlpha for is to find the closed form of a number. Let's say you're doing some stuff on a calculator and you think maybe that number that you come up with should be, some term with e or pi, or maybe it's a fraction. So you type it in and you just try to figure out what is it close to. So let's type in 3.14. That should be close to pi. So it recognizes our input, gives a rational form, and then here it says here's a possible closed form. 22 over 7, that could be it. Could also be pi, right? This is what we were looking for. So this is a possible closed form for 3.14. This is a very basic use for WolframAlpha, but it can do better things. So let's just type in a function. say x cubed minus 4x squared plus 4x minus 1. Let's type that. See what happens when we hit enter. Okay, so here's the function. Looks like it gives us a plot of the function with where its x-intercepts are. Here's a plot that zooms out a little bit. Here's some factored forms, roots, all sorts of really interesting information. The domain, the range, derivative, integral, local minimums and maximums, all sorts of cool stuff. So if we wanted something specific, we could type in whatever we want. Let's say we just want the plot of the function. So let's say plot. Now here it should just give us the plot. Great, it's intuitive. So let's say instead that we want just part of the plot. So maybe we're going to plot this function from x equals 0 to 1. Okay, great. So now we have just a small window of this function. Okay. Um, so we can define domain if we want. We can also ask for more than a plot. What if we want to just find the derivative? Great, it does it for us. Here we can look at the step-by-step solution if we have Pro. Okay. And similarly, we can find the integral. Now, one of the things you may notice is that at the top, I'm not typing in any sort of coded language. I'm just asking it a question. So Wolfram Alpha understands basic human language inputs. But if you try to use full sentences on Wolfram Alpha, like we did earlier, it will not interpret them well. So it can do, you don't have to know the coding language behind Wolfram Alpha. You just have to ask it simple questions. Okay, so those are the basics with what we can do with Wolfram Alpha. You'll see more throughout the course, but I want to navigate to one more page. So let's go to Math, Calculus and Analysis. Okay, so this is sort of the hub for all of calculus. Now, derivatives, you should know how to do that. That should be no new stuff there. But let's see. Integrals, we have techniques of integration, limits. Later in the course, you'll learn about sequences, sums, series expansions, all of these things. So if you're not quite sure what to type in at the top, you can come to this page and use any one of these to navigate. Okay, that concludes our lecture on AI and CAS. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you on the next one.